Welcome, my Chem-kin. Today, I welcome you to a special event. As we prepare for the next round of experiments and various specimens, I felt a reward was in order for all your hard work, for all the blood, sweat, and chems you give to your work. The doctor and I have decided to answer some of your questions. I have chosen a selection of topics through the various submissions we received. If your question was not presented, please leave it in the comments down below for me to answer at a later time. Now then, let's begin. Question 1. Is there a particular way you reinforce the beak with the limpet? The question itself provides more context, but to keep it simple, the limpet's durable radula was not designed to replace Pike's squid radula. Rather, the biological processes that allow the limpet's radula to achieve such a hardness were incorporated into Pike's beak and the various barbs across his tentacles, enhancing their durability for better grip and armor penetration. Question 2. Regarding Richter, if he had to survive in a particular continent, which continent would you send him to, and how well would he adapt? In the same question, they also asked, rather than having your hybrids fight other hybrids, how would you feel having them team up? Kind of like how Goji Center and Goji Guy are doing with Indom 2.0 and Hank 2.0. While Richter is likely too large to thrive in most modern environments, similar to how many dinosaurs wouldn't survive due to less abundant resources, if I had to pick a continent, I believe Richter would do the best in Africa. While various species of crocodile, alligator, and caiman exist across the globe in places such as South America, Asia, and Australia, I do believe Africa's abundant coastlines, riverways, and abundance of large herbivores would be the ideal location for Richter and a small population of his kind to exist. Though if we were looking at more prehistoric times, I think North America would be prime real estate due to the number of hadrosaurs and other large herbivores and even large predators Richter could take on. After all, he was designed to kill dinosaurs. As for the second question, absolutely. Having my hybrids cooperate to complete an objective would be an interesting prospect, though I would like to fill out the roster a bit more before we get into the realm of such hypotheticals. Question 3. Well, not so much a question, but a scenario. A week in the life of Richter living in Isla Sorna. How will he adapt to climate changes and shifting water sources? How many times will he hunt? What will he hunt? And will he get injured? I imagine Richter would do quite well in Isla Sorna actually. Designed to handle both salt and fresh water, he would be just as comfortable in an inland river as he would along the coast, able to hunt practically any large dinosaur he could catch. Assuming it was a sizable meal, Richter's efficient crocodilian body would mean he wouldn't have to eat for some time, making his presence less immediately noticeable or devastating to the island. His primary competition would be the Tyrannosaurus and the Spinosaurus. In truth, the Spinosaur will be Richter's biggest hurdle on the island, not only due to its aggression, but its ability to follow Richter into the water, making conflict practically inevitable compared to every other creature on the island. While I'm sure Richter is more than up to the task, he'll certainly earn a few new scars in the process. Question 4. Could the Invincible Wars solo the Hybrid Wars? Yes, and without a doubt. While I won't spoil anything, if any of you are caught up with the Invincible series, you'll know just how well a dinosaur does against the strongest Viltrumites. Next question. Question 5. This one is directed towards me. What are you? Is your tail mechanical, biological, or both? An excellent question. Since I was taken in by the doctor, and a myriad of surgeries, experiments, and augmentation, I am the chimeric child of the finest biochemical and biomechanical sciences society's underworld could provide. To provide any conclusive answer would be an outdated lie, for even now, the various modifications I've made to myself have left me in a perpetually evolving state. What I might become, time will only tell. As for my tail, it is primarily mechanical, fueled by the same chemical concoctions that fuel my own systems and bionics within my body. Through enhancements to my nervous system, it is effectively a third arm, which is quite useful in a laboratory setting. Question 6. What is the purpose of your clinic? I will say this much. Our purpose is the same as any clinic: to make people happy, to service them, to use our sciences to ensure the satisfaction of our clients by any means necessary. Simple as that. Question 7. Where are all the crab hybrids? Well, if my memory serves correctly, then I don't believe we've produced any crab hybrids to my knowledge. While I am busy with my own projects, perhaps one of the kin will have to get on that. After all, I'm sure Pike would appreciate the snack. Question 8. What inspired you to do this? To make hybrids? While my doctor has been conducting his own research in the shadows for decades at this point, the inspiration for this channel and for the creation of our hybrids such as Richter was Goji Center. I have been keeping track of them for some time, watching their videos and enjoying their content, long before the hybrid war was ever announced. When that opportunity arose, I knew I had to seize my chance, and here we are now. Question 9. How do you come up with ideas for your new hybrids? This is an interesting question, generally focusing around either a goal or an idea. Hybrids such as Richter and Pike were designed with the hybrid war and the water hybrid war in mind, designed to defeat a specific target and thus were tailored as such. However, had my goal been to create a 100% efficient creature designed at its task, there were certainly other avenues I could have taken. Such avenues would not nearly be as interesting to me. Sometimes the result is less important than the processes you use to get there. Not asking yourself what you should be doing, but what you could do. Pushing the idea or theme of a creature or concept as far as you can possibly take it, regardless of how well it works or what flaws it might have. I'm sure for my next hybrid, you'll be able to see this much more clearly. Next question. Question 10. Regarding my Pike versus everyone video, which of these would happily munch on a human if they're stuck in a Jaws-like scenario, such as the opening scene, the beach scene, or the boat scene? I suppose this applies to all 5 hybrids, so we'll go through them quickly. Hydractus wouldn't really do anything, as it's not even capable of being aggressive, though if I had to suggest anything, it might potentially get too close to shore, and one of its super long tentacles could get in the path of some swimmers and cause a scene. Pike, Kamikaze, and Scylla would likely not do much either, maybe picking off a few stray humans here and there, but since they all dwell in the dark, it's unlikely they would make much contact. They likely would also be too smart to be going after boats on a constant basis, as they would realize after their first attempt that the reward simply wasn't there. Vlad, on the other hand, would be an absolute monster compared to Jaws, nearly beaching himself to go after any person near the water, and absolutely obliterating any boat or stray human. Question 11. Are you interested in fighting a nearby hadrosaur? Maybe. Question 12. This one has multiple parts to it. First, will you be continuing your versus scenarios? Yes, I will be continuing them. Whether or not they stay as completely narrated scripts or turn into more normal videos, I've yet to decide. But yes, they will continue. Will you cover other people's hybrids like you did with your Pike versus everyone video? Yes, absolutely. If you have a hybrid that you wish to submit to face off against any of my own hybrids or have any of your own ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Whether or not they get picked is another matter entirely, but I will certainly consider every submission. Finally, will you be hosting your own mini hybrid wars after Goji Center's own challenge ends? Yes. More details on that in the future. With that, this concludes our first Q&A session. I would like to thank everyone that submitted a question, and hope that I was able to answer your question to satisfaction. Continue to leave your questions, and in the future, I am sure we can do another one of these. But for now, this is Dreadmir, signing off.